Let me give you the favorites to win the Super Bowl this year. This is according to the latest odds. The New England Patriots are the favorites, followed up by the Kansas City Chiefs, just slightly behind the Patriots. The Saints slightly behind them, and the Rams slightly behind them. So those are the final four teams in last year's playoffs. Patriots, Chiefs, Saints, and Rams are the four favorites. Then it's the Chicago Bears, the fifth best favorites, or the fifth highest favorites, best odds to win, and then the Browns. Okay, now, the Chicago Bears won the division last year. The other four teams were in the conference title games, and then it's the Browns, who were sub 500. They are followed up by, these are teams with worse odds, the Colts, the Chargers, the Eagles, all teams that made the playoffs. So the Browns have better odds this year at winning the Super Bowl than teams that made the playoffs last year. And statistically, numerically, yes, the Browns are the worst bet here because they have a million unknowns and they haven't been in this spot before. And Mraz just tells me that we have news this morning that Odell Beckham sat down for a long form with GQ and trashed the Giants again. Look, here are the unknowns about the Browns. Whether Baker Mayfield can take this team and lead it to the playoffs when you have hype around him. Last year, it was kind of dragging a carcass of a franchise out of the darkness. A first-year head coach in Freddie Kitchens that's never been a head coach before. You have Odell Beckham, who is an unbelievable talent, but also an unbelievable volatile diva. You have a city that has been waiting and dying for this team to be good, now all on board, and so expectations are huge. You have an organization that still has tons of youth. You have a series of dynamics that just don't make it a good bet. And the fact that they are just behind the final four teams in the NFL playoffs last year and ahead of teams like the Chargers, Eagles, and Colts, yeah, Jeopardy James is right. I think that this year for the Browns is going to be too much too soon, and you will see a disappointing year from them. I think you could see a sub 500 year, a 7-9 again. I could see you do an 8-8 in Cleveland. If they get to 9-7, I consider that a big win for them. I really do, because I do think it takes time to bring the whole thing together and learn the lessons. I mean, the idea that you could miss the playoffs since 2003 and then win the Super Bowl the first time you're in the playoffs again is silly. It's not going to happen. This is not the year the Browns win the Super Bowl. If they go above 500, that's a nice building block for them. And then next year, we can start talking about Super Bowl. But Super Bowl odds this year, that's ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. And I agree with Jeopardy James. It's the worst bet on the Super Bowl in the NFL this year.